Yo, still bills, what's the deal, man? Yo, we I'm late. I haven't made a video about it, but I wanted to talk about the Charlo situation and why is the more ample time now, it's more so than never to fight a cat like a Demetrius Andrade, man. When you when you're a dude who is kind of, oh man, hold on, let me make sure my tire ain't flat in this motherfucker. Hold up. I don't think it is, but I gotta double check. Give me 30 seconds. Alright, I'm good money. But when you are a dude who has made somewhat of a career, not even a career, I'll say just, just this whole entire PBC thing is kind of predicated on how Floyd lives his lifestyle. Where it's money, 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 money. A lot of the cats over there are pretty flashy. Which, I mean, yo, man, you got the wealth. I'm not mad at nobody for, coming from rags to riches and kind of being a little bit flamboyant with it, man. I mean, you've dedicated half of your life to what it is that you do. So I'm not mad at you for, wanting to show off the fruits of your labor. I'm not mad at that. But where it becomes cynical at is, what's going on over here? Where it becomes, cynical and a bit of a slap in the face is when you talked all this, oh, that nigga broke this, he looking for a fight, he broke. And then you turn around and you can't cover the tab at, I don't know if it was a bar or a regular dine-in cafe that y'all went to. This is why I say you can't, humility isn't for sale. That shit just has to be installed in you, man. Just being an upstanding human being. Fuck, money and all that shit, man. That you can't take that shit with you when you transition, man. You can't, man. You can't. It's always like it's always better to be the dude who's just like, man, he's just a dope dude. There's some bitch ass rich niggas out here that I'd be like, yo, oh my god, dude, I will run that shit with you if I felt like you did, if I felt like you wouldn't call the police. Like, we could real life line that up. But it's some people who are just down in the, just down in the dirt, down on their luck. And they're a joy to be around because it's the reason why they call them humble beginnings. You dig me? Like, I'm in a position where I can't help but be humble. Because I have nothing to be brash about and braggadocious about. You dig? I just got into it with one of my co-workers. Not necessarily got into it, but we kind of had a little back and forth with one another through text messaging. Where, something you dig. Because I come off a little bit more, like I bite my tongue a lot. I can come off a little bit more docile in a sense. And, a motherfucker will be quicker to test you. And, we just kind of had a back and forth or whatever, man. But, he was telling me about, it was some shit pertaining to work, but he be trying to stun on me at work. And he's in a position where I've helped him out. You dig? I've looked out. And I don't throw the shit back up in his face. And I'm just better. I'm more stable financially than he is. And in the midst of the argument, like, any other nigga would have took that shit and threw it in his face. And just really just banged on him like that. And that's just, nah, that's not me. I'm gonna be the same nigga regardless. Why? Because I know what it's like to be down bad and down on your luck and just really in a fucked up position financially. I know what that's like, and I never want to go back down that path again. I know what it's like to go out to eat with your lady, and at the end of, when y'all done, you putting your head down or you going to the bathroom while your lady take the card out and give it to the waitress. That shit is painful as a man. That shit is painful. And it's damn, if you ain't in the right state of mind, it's damn near suicidal. That could cause you to be like, man, I ain't got nothing to live for. I can't even hold myself down. I can't treat my lady out to eat. I've been in that scenario. I've been in that position. It is not a good feeling. So I would never sit there and belittle somebody because of the financial woes that they're facing at the point, at a particular point in time. I'd never do that. And for Charlo to do that, even though we all know Andrade ain't broke, like these is, 7-figure fighters. We get that. But it's the fact that he would come out and voice that shit. And, oh man, he broke, he ain't doing this and he ain't doing that. And now you're in a position where you're getting arrested because you talking about fighting waitresses, I'll beat everybody in your ass and all that shit. Because you can't cover the tab. It's not a good look. And the PBC, like a lot, these are, I don't know what it is. Black fighters, black people in general, not even just fighters, man, but you go on YouTube, you see, the rappers and everything, just the minute they get a lump sum, they run to Instagram and flaunt it, the money phone, the phone all up your arm, I've never been a fan of that, man, but that's just something that we do. That's something that we do. I'm like, yo, we got to get out of that shit, man. We got to get out of that, especially when you get to talking about sport or art, artistry, man. I'm a huge battle rap fan. With the ones that I know, because it's not, man, hold up. With the battle rappers that I know, the battle MCs that I know, I'm an avid battle rap fan. You dig? But you dig? I haven't been up on it as I once was because it's starting to become too oversaturated. Just like, rap in general, or just music, in general, man. Everybody feel like they can just merge into this lane and do what it is that they do. But nonetheless, I've been a huge supporter of battle rap since the Blaze. But when HBO played the Blaze battles back in like 99 or 2000, I was in middle school. I've always had a soft spot for battle MCs or whatever, man. So I remember on the Smack DVDs, Murder Mook was calling out French Montana for the love of the sport, for the love of the culture, man. And the minute French Montana, caught wind of it on camera, the first thing he do was pull out his money and start counting. It's like, bro, nobody give a fuck about that shit. You dig me? Like, all right, that's what's up. You're financially stable dude, but when do we get back to the culture of and preserving what it is that we're trying to do? You a battle MC, okay, or you're an MC. Cool, you got another MC. What's wrong with saying, yo, I don't battle rap, my dude. That's just not my lane. But still showing respect and salute, because not every MC is a battle MC. All right, cool. Why can't Jamal Charlo just, I don't want to fight Demetrius Andrade? Canelo's doing it, even though Canelo is a lot more, he's in a better position to where he can pick and choose his fights. And I think he should fight Andrade. I real life do. I real life do. He's in a position where he could do that. Charlo isn't. Charlo's resume isn't that much better than Andrade. It's a smidge better, because I think Derevianchenko is better than Liam Williams. That's it. You dig? I mean, Willie Monroe, yeah, that was a really good win. That was a really good win. But at 60, yeah, your resume is that much better than Demetrius Andrade. So you're not in a position to say, man, I ain't fighting. Go fight Juan Montiel and see how you do against Juan. Like, nah, bro. Nah. No. I mean, for Eddie, I know for a fact you ain't made 7. And once again, I gotta reiterate this shit. I'm not a proponent of counting these fighters' pocket. I don't do that shit. That shit is corny to me, man. I'm not seeing none of that money, for one. And for two, it's just not my lane, man. Like, don't know nigga want to, why are you keeping tabs on me? That shit is whack. I hate when these sports analysts get on and, man, he just signed a $150 million contract. Why does that matter, man? Mind your business. That Gary Russell, when he was talking to Bill Haney, he said, hey, don't put that number out there, bruh. Don't put that number out there. Because don't nobody want their pockets counted like that, my nigga. It don't matter what I'm making. Let's get to this fight, because that's what the fans want to see. They not paying or tuning in to see my bank account. They coming to see me display a certain skill set and what it is that I do. So all that money shit is out the window, man. So when you look at a nigga like Charlo, he's not really in the best position to tell a motherfucker, nah, I don't want to fight you. You can't be fixated on Canelo. Canelo's a division above you when Golovkin is already tied up. You have another top middleweight at your door saying, yo, man, let's get into that. Let's get into that. Let's do the damn thing. And his promoter is willing to send him over to your side of the street, so there's no network discrepancies. Yo, he can go over there and run that. I'll send him over there. And you just won't oblige him. And you need him now more than ever, man. That man talking, Eddie Hearn was talking about 7 M's. 7? You ain't made $7 million in no fight, bro. You haven't. You haven't. You haven't made 7. You need them. You don't think you need them 7 M's, bro? Like, y'all keep waiting on this Canelo fight, and it's not gonna happen as fast as you think. So why not stay busy and get a everybody want to protect their O, and I'm like, come on, man. Like, you haven't put in more work than a Demetrius Andrade. Well, you slightly have. Like I said, it's a smidge. It ain't like it's nothing to the point where it's like, yo, bro, like, bro, for real, bro, Andre don't deserve no fight with Charlo, because that ain't the case. That ain't the case. Both of y'all are equally in a position of where y'all need each other. Y'all honestly do. So you don't, I think you burnt out for talking like you like that. Like, you don't need him, he needs you. Like, come on, man. I think it's time to get past that shit, my nigga. Yeah. But it's time to get past that shit, man. Get in the ring and run that shit with him, man. Because you need for financial stability alone, you need that fight. You need that fight. You need it. So you can't sit here and, trick him off as if he's just some, nobody ass nigga. He's another champion in the division. And after the Derevianchenko fight, if I'm not mistaken, you said it's unified season. My brother did it. Why shouldn't I be trying to unify? It's just unification with you means about with Golovkin. I don't know, like, y'all advisors over there, man, it's just goofy with how y'all move and do shit. It's real funny style, man. Like, y'all don't want to cross the street. Y'all don't want to do nothing. Y'all just content with staying over there on PBC Island. You need him now more than ever, G. You honestly do. You need him now more than ever. You do. Go get that, man. Go get that shit. Go get that shit. Go get that. And even with Andre, the fact that I think Andre is trying to be a little bit more proactive on who it is that he fights, man. But I think we're so much. All right, put it like this. Why can't Andre go fight Lara? Why can't he look, put Lara in the scope? Like, all right, let's run that, because he's already in a position of where he's a mandatory for one of the champions, or a possible mandatory for possibly 2 of the champions in the division. He's new there. The thing, what people forget is Andre ducked Lara for the same reasons that Canelo ducked Andre. He did it. So people were so fixated on the fact that, all right, cool, Charlo don't want the work and Canelo don't want the work. All right, whatever. There's still other fighters out there, because you're on the DAZN side of the street. Why can't you? What's stopping you from fighting Chris Eubank Jr.? What's stopping that fight from happening? Fuck these sanctioning bodies and all this and all that. Y'all are under the same promotional network. Why can't you line that up with Chris Eubank Jr.? That is possibly the easiest fight to make. Why you are not trying to make that fight, I have no clue. So even when you talk about Demetrius Andrade and how people seem to be kind of apprehensive on fighting him, he still does goofy shit as well. He does. He's still like, you know, he picks and chooses who he wants to fight. I don't want to fight him. I don't want to fight him. I want Charlo. I want Golovkin. I want Murata. All right, cool. At the moment, they're not available to you. Golovkin and Murata, they're on your side of the street. They're not available to you. Why? Because them motherfuckers ain't talking about running that shit for another 2 or 3 months. Charlo's not. Charlo just refuses to fight you. All right, cool. Who else is over here? Chris Eubank Jr. That is a perfect way to close out the year. I'm sure Chris Eubank Jr. would drop whoever it is, that because he got somebody in the scope. I forgot who it was. But he'd drop whoever it is to get in the ring with you. He'd drop whoever to get in. Because once again, you know, it's him having to go through another title elimination to get to a title. Why can't you, as the champion, campaign to fight Chris Eubank Jr. when y'all are both on the zone? So I'm just saying, man, like, you know, Charlo and Andrade are in positions where it's like, yo, man, like, y'all both are doing goofy shit. Both of y'all, man. There should be nothing stopping y'all from getting in the ring and running that shit. But y'all just fighting adequate competition. But y'all just, you know, if it ain't one, if it ain't this motherfucker, then I don't want to fight. So I'll go and fight Liam Williams, or I'll go and fight Juan Montiel. Y'all gotta stop the goofy shit, man. Like, get back to the sport, get in there and fight. This is what we want. Y'all both equally need each other. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Charlo needs to fight Andrade. Andrade needs to fight Charlo. They need that. They need that. They're established middleweights. They're established champions. Defend your title with adequate competition. I wasn't mad at Sergey Derevianchenko, but the thing was, after Sergey Derevianchenko, you're supposed to continue moving the forward progression. So Andre should have most definitely been somebody that you was looking to line up. Andre, Liam Williams is cool, good win. But now where are we going from here, man? We 4 or 5 months removed from your fight, and we don't even know who you got in the scope. We don't know. We are clueless. And we're waiting for you to pick an opponent. Why can't you go and holler at motherfucking at Eubank Jr.? Jamal, you up there? Ooh, hold up. I don't think Laura's still being trained by Ronnie Shields, is he? I'm not sure of that. I'd have to go look into that. But wow, all right, cool. You know, you up there. Can you please line it with Laura? Y'all are on the same side of the street. Laura just knocked some nobody-ass dude out in 1 round, and he's not even known as a prolific power puncher at 160 pounds. Cool. Ride that way. I bet. You in my lane now, so now I got to run you over. And go run that with Laura. Y'all too established to be fighting the competition that y'all are fighting and moving as slow as y'all move. Y'all cannot do that, man. Y'all cannot do that. There are 2 fighters off rip right now. There's nothing stopping Andre from fighting the Chris Eubank Jr. There's nothing stopping Charlo from fighting the Iris Landy Lara. Go line them up. Go line them up. Those are good wins. Those are good wins. Go handle that shit, man. Go handle that. Go handle that. You know what type of how much that'll add to your notoriety if you was the if you was to beat Chris Eubank Jr., Andrade. You know how much that would add to your your notoriety if you was to beat an Iris Landy Lara, Jamal. Those are good wins for y'all, man, and they're easy to make. The fights are easy to make. Why? Because y'all are on the same side of the street. I don't give a fuck about the sanctioning bodies as far as, oh well, I might be a mandatory to a for a WBA or all that shit sound good, but the thing is this: The only other the only 3 other champions that are on the opposite side of the street as far as Law is concerned, or the other 3 motherfuckers are on the opposite side of the street as far as Law is concerned, and champions. You have 1 champion in your division that happens to be on your side of the street. If y'all are still not both being trained by Ronnie Shields, I'm not too sure of that. I got to go look into that. I don't know. I don't know who's training Laura right now. I don't know. Andrade, Eubank Jr. is right there on your side of the street, man. Get in there and run that with them. Get in there and run that with them. Everybody want, man, man, y'all are fucking yourselves, man. Y'all fucking y'all legacy for waiting on certain fights. Y'all are fucking y'all legacy all up. You're gonna put all your bread and all your eggs in one basket trying to get 1 fight, and what happens if you lose that fight? What happens if you lose that fight? It's always gonna be, oh man, when he stepped up in competition, what happened? He lost. They're gonna be able to hold that against you. Put yourself in the fire, man, and go put the work in. Go put the work in. Y'all put in work most definitely because y'all are champions, but because y'all are champions, y'all feel that y'all are automatically entitled to certain fights. Oh shit. Which, to a certain degree, I wouldn't say entitled, because I don't think y'all are entitled to a Canelo fight, personally. I don't. But I do think it's a good fight, and he should fight y'all. But because he's not choosing to fight y'all at the moment, what else are y'all gonna do? Y'all just gonna bullshit until he decides to pick y'all. If he decides to pick y'all. So I'm saying, man, let's just, y'all need each other. Don't act like y'all don't need each other. Y'all don't need each other. Charlo and Andrade don't need each other. Let's not do that. Y'all need each other, but if y'all not gonna fight each other, y'all have a credible threat in y'all division. The least y'all can do is go answer that threat, man. Peace.